Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Experiment number 14 is ground fault detection in ungrounded system. The apparatus that we use in the lab. This is setup for experiment number 14, detection of ground fault in ungrounded system. So here we have a three-phase source, a circuit breaker, three-phase voltage transformer, over and under voltage relay. We have two transmission line models which will be connected in series, and then at the output we have three-phase resistive load. Now there are few instructions required for this experiment. Here is a three-phase voltage transformer. This three-phase voltage transformer has one primary and two secondary windings. Primary winding is over here. Okay, so these three windings are already connected in Y configuration. This is the neutral point of that winding. Connect this neutral onward here. Make sure that the neutral of source is not connected with this neutral, because we are going to treat this neutral as ground. So this is ungrounded system, so that's why we keep this neutral away. So this neutral will remain isolated from the rest of the circuit. So this N neutral will be treated as ground onward. So make sure that these grounding resistance have been short circuited. Next, out of these two secondary windings, here we have one set of secondary winding, this is the second set of secondary winding. We use these three windings, this set of three secondary windings. Students will connect these three secondary windings in broken delta. They know very well how to connect them in broken delta. This voltage will be treated as voltage VAB, VBC, VCA. Next is over here this voltage relay. This voltage relay will perform two functions in this experiment. One is for the relaying application, obviously. Second, we are going to use this voltage relay as voltmeter as well, because if we take this relay into controller mode, our voltage here, this actual voltage, so that is actually working as a voltmeter. If we insert or apply any voltage across these two terminals, so that will be read by this relay and we will get the value over here, actual voltage. Wherever we need the measurement of voltage, we use this voltage relay for the measurement. In your manual, all the voltage reading will be taken from this display. Next thing is, you people will perform this experiment with and without capacitors. When you are asked to remove the capacitances, make sure that you have removed all the ground as well as phase capacitances. The common mistake that students do when they are asked to insert the capacitance back, they do not properly insert these capacitances into the system. So that's why their transmission line model becomes unbalanced. So make sure that it is working in proper condition, so it is properly inserted. So push pressure on all these shunt connectors so that these are properly inserted. As we can see here in this particular example, these are not properly inserted. So make sure all these 6 line to neutral and 6 line to line capacitances are in system when you are performing with capacitor, and remove all these capacitance when you are performing without capacitance experiment. Insert the capacitances properly. Then we have a resistive load. You will connect this resistive load in Y configuration. As system is ungrounded, the neutral point will remain in floating condition. Next is, in your manual it is written that take the reading for R1, R2, R3, R4, R7. This is actually the position here, R1, R2, R3, R4, R5. So we will operate this setup in balanced condition, so keep the resistance value in all the three phases equal. So students must be very clear about all the readings they are taking, because in Viva question will be asked about their readings and significance of those readings, how they are getting that value and why they are getting that particular value in that reading. So these are the commonly asked questions from this experiment, and students must have an idea how we can detect a ground fault in ungrounded system. Although there will be no fault current, but grounding has been done, we want to find out the ground fault. So ground fault will be inserted at 3 different locations. So first location is this one, line 1 to ground, fault 1. Fault 2 will be here, midpoint of the line, and fault 3 will be at the remote end of the line. So this experiment will be repeated in unloaded and loaded condition. So student will be able to understand the impact of loading on this voltage across the broken delta. Circuit connection for this experiment is pretty straightforward. Student can easily do that connection. The only difficult thing or confusing thing was the connection of these three-phase voltage transformer, which I have already explained. This circuit breaker will be controlled with the help of this relay. So connect the circuit breaker terminal, relay terminal over here across the normally closed contact of the relay. So you can go through the video about the operation of circuit breaker to understand the working of circuit breaker or operation of circuit breaker through relay. Now we'll discuss how we are detecting ground fault with the help of a three-phase voltage transformer, where primary is connected in Y grounded and secondary is connected in broken delta formation. Here this circuit which I have drawn with black color is power system, which is completely ungrounded. Source, transmission lines, then we have three-phase load. Neutrals are open, floating condition, so that is ungrounded system. So these voltage transformers are connected in such a way that the primary side is connected in Y grounded formation, and secondary, as you can see, that is in broken delta. So in case of perfectly balanced condition and healthy condition, the sum of these three voltage VA, VB, VC, which will appear between these two terminals of broken delta, will be equal to 0. But in case of a line to ground fault, let's say line to ground fault has occurred in this third phase. That is the line to ground fault. Although there will be no current through this fault path because system is ungrounded, so no current will flow, but we want to detect this grounding. Reason, because in the presence of this ground fault, if another ground fault will occur, then that will result in a line to line fault. That's why sometimes even in grounded system, detection of ground fault is required. Once a ground fault is detected, it is not necessarily required tripping. The relay may just activate an alarm that grounding has occurred. Now let's see how this mechanism will help us to detect the ground fault in ungrounded system. Look here, due to this grounding path, now the voltage across this third phase, which is connected to the third phase over here, this VT, that voltage will collapse to a low value less than the normal value. If this is the loading condition, now the voltage across this voltage transformer will be the voltage which is across this transmission line. You can see here this terminal and between ground up to this voltage across transmission line will be across the primary of this voltage transformer. Across the primary of remaining two phases, phase A and B, we have full system voltage, and across this third we just have this voltage, this much voltage, which is the voltage across the transmission line. And if this ground fault is occurring before the transmission line, the voltage across the third VT will collapse to 0. So it means disturbance will be there. Now the three voltages are not perfectly balanced, and their net sum will give us net 3 times of zero sequence voltage. So this presence of voltage across the broken delta terminal is an indication that a line to ground fault has occurred in this ungrounded system. That voltage will be maximum when we are at this point, right at the VT installation point, voltage transformer installation point. This voltage will reduce as we move away from that point. Similarly, how much voltage will appear across this broken delta also depends upon the loading condition. With the increase in load, there will be impact on that zero sequence voltage. Students are going to observe many concepts here. The impact of loading on the zero sequence voltage, this is zero sequence voltage. Impact of location of fault on zero sequence voltage. Impact of that shunt capacitance is on the zero sequence voltage. All these observations in this experiment will help the student to understand this concept of zero sequence voltage, how different parameters affect the zero sequence voltage. So student will be asked about their observation as viva questions. Thank you very much.